A brief overview of our minds and how it works. We are living in the matrix. We go to school, we're taught to regurgitate facts. We're not taught how powerful our mind is. We're not taught that all we are is energy and that we can manifest and that we can make a decision in a second to say, you know what, fuck that, I'm gonna do something different. Because we are so programmed from our early childhood development that we stay stuck. And often we become victims of our circumstances. So ages 0 to 7, some professionals say 8, this is when we are creating a majority of the beliefs about ourselves. And a majority of those beliefs are limiting, meaning negative, not true. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a younger sibling. You're 5 years old and your younger sibling is 1. You are trying to tie your shoe for the first time. Your sibling is in their high chair. Your mom is in the kitchen cutting up an apple, or your dad, if your mom wasn't around, or whoever, cutting up an apple. You look up, Mom, help. Your mom looks up, looks over at your sibling. Your sibling is standing up in their high chair, dicking around, about to fall face forward onto the floor. Your mom says, hold on, I'll be right there. They run over to your sibling, grab them, get them situated, and from there you create a belief. What's that belief? They're better than me. They're more important. They got mom's attention first. Is that true? Absolutely not. Your mom just didn't want a massive emergency room bill. She's being a mom, right? But your mom doesn't know that you've just created this belief, and nor do you. You create this belief, plant it into your subconscious, and then for whatever reason, when you get older, every time you see your sibling, you want to punch them in the face. That's just one of hundreds of thousands of beliefs. Our brain is like a supercomputer. We have our conscious and our subconscious mind, and our superconscious, which is said to connect everything and everyone throughout the universe. But our subconscious is where all of our programming lies. Our autonomic programming to blink our eyes, our heart beating, how to stand up. Could you imagine every time you went to stand up, you had to think about it and say, okay, tighten your core. Left foot forward, right foot forward. We know how to do it. It's there, it's programmed. But unfortunately, so are all of our limiting, untrue beliefs about ourselves. And they have such a massive impact on us as we become adults. So when it comes to these types of things, you got to understand that there are layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of programming in there. So changing that isn't going to happen straight away. You know, there's all sorts of different schools of thought. I'm a Psych K facilitator. I find that Psych K is a direct path to accessing the subconscious and writing new programs, because this is a supercomputer. And back in the day, if you remember, we used to have Norton antivirus software. You had to install it, and then it would expire, and you had to uninstall it. The same can be said for our brains. We get these programs installed, but we can also uninstall them. Have you ever heard the saying that humans only use 3 to 4% of our mind or our brain? That is because that is our conscious mind. We're consciously connecting to things and in the present moment very minimally. 95% of the day, we are in our subconscious mind. For example, New Year's hits. You're like, yeah, I'm going to get super healthy. I'm going to lose 20 pounds, you know, even though the name of our game is getting bigger, not getting smaller. But you know, I'm going to throw out all the shit food in the house. I'm going to go buy a treadmill. I'm going to go buy new gym gear, and I'm going to do it. A couple weeks go by. All of a sudden, now you're sitting on the couch with a bowl of ice cream in your lap, completely falling off the wagon, crying. I can't stick to anything. Why? Well, bitch, you probably have a subconscious belief that you are safer when you're bigger. You won't get stared at by men. Or, there's 1,000 different things that one person could have said to you when you were a child that got implanted into your subconscious, right? So this is a process. This is a journey. And understanding that your subconscious mind is 40 million times more powerful than your conscious mind. So continuing to repeat shitty behaviors and patterns, it takes time to undo those. But by doing inventory, creating awareness, seeking out things, deciding to take responsibility for our lives, there's so many free tools on the internet. Are you wasting your time scrolling social media, or are you on YouTube watching videos on mindset? You know what I'm saying? You have the responsibility to change your life. It's on you, baby. Nobody else. And when you make that decision and take back your power, it is an incredible thing. But do understand that our minds are super powerful. Super powerful. So I hope that helps you get some understanding on potentially where these limiting beliefs might come from. I'll give you one more as an example. Let's say you're 4 years old and your dad just bought you a bicycle and took the training wheels off. You've been on training wheels for 6 months, and your dad's taken the training wheels off, and now he's going to help you go without the training wheels. So he's got you, he pushes you, he lets go. You start pedaling. You're doing it. I'm going. You look behind you. Where's your dad? He's not there. My dad abandoned me. My dad's not there for me. Right? Is that true? No. You're riding without training wheels. You see what I'm saying? And it's just hundreds of thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of beliefs just like that. And especially now in today's age, parents on their phone, right? Kids just want the attention. So when we're on our phones, on Facebook, scrolling, whatever, and we're like, yep, yeah, that's great, Johnny, Johnny's sitting there creating a belief that he's not worth your time. He's not seen, he's not heard. It seems so minimal, but it has such a huge impact. So super important to continue to take your inventory, create awareness, get acutely aware of what things are happening in your life that you might possibly want to change. And know that you are infinitely powerful, and that we've been programmed by the system to think that we need to rely on them in order to survive, and that we don't have any power, but all of the power is within us. So that's what's up.